Hello, everyone. Another week in quarantine, and I just wanted to check in again and see how you're all doing. I hope you and your loved ones are all staying well and staying safe. I've been staying well as well. I've noticed, especially at this point into the quarantine, through the readings I do on the phone and when I go out and have to go to the store for something, it does seem that the stress level among everyone I'm talking to really has increased exponentially, shall we say. I think we're all kind of getting a little stir crazy. I know people are worrying about finances and work, people who are used to socializing with friends, and we can't. I mean, thank goodness we have this technology, but it isn't the same. It's not. And if you're used to activities such as, going to the gym on a regular basis or just being out in nature, they've closed the parks, at least here in New Jersey. You can't go into the parks, and that really bums me out big time because I live near the Navesink River, and I used to love going down there and just kind of getting into a meditative mindset, and now they've blocked it off, so we can't go down there anymore. Um, Also, if you're somebody who's used to going to religious services on a regular basis and drawing comfort from that, it's very upsetting to no longer be able to attend those services. Some churches and some synagogues and temples are using social media and using Zoom, that sort of thing, but and I know it's not the same as being there with everybody. And of course, most of the people I interact with, whether it's in the readings or when I'm out and about, they express worry and concern and fear that they're going to get sick or that a loved one's going to get sick. So, with all this fear that I keep sensing in people when I interact with them, I thought that I'd offer some tips today to help you lessen the fear and lessen the stress levels that you're dealing with right now. The first tip that I'm going to give you, you've heard me say it a million times before, but I'm going to say it again. Exercise. It's really important to do something as exercise every day. And now I know that's challenging in quarantine. It is. The gyms are closed, the parks are closed. But if you can get out and take a walk around your neighborhood, that's a good idea to do it. I'm blessed to live in a quiet place where a quiet neighborhood, so I rarely run into anybody on the street. And even if I do run into them on the sidewalk, I can go walk in the street and not get hit by a car. It's easy for me. But if you can't get out, how about dancing in your home? Even doing chores around the home, clearing out a closet, doing something that gets you moving, gets you active, but a repetitive rhythmic movement is good. That's why dance, exercise, really good for you. It releases the stress that you're feeling, and it also helps to release endorphins, which are the feel-good hormone. They'll help to raise your attitude. They'll put you in a better mindset. Exercise is also good for helping your sleep quality as well. And I'm sure a lot of us are dealing with sleep issues right now with our schedules being out of whack and being full of stress and worry. So do something every day, even if it's just for 10 or 15 minutes a day, to get some exercise into your routine. And another thing you could do is use aromatherapy. Essential oils are really good for that sort of thing. So if you have lavender, rose, sandalwood, frankincense, those particular oils are very good for helping to decrease your anxiety levels. If you have a diffuser, you could use them in a diffuser. If you don't have a diffuser, you could even put a dab on your wrists or behind your ears so that you can smell it throughout the day. It does help to decrease your anxiety levels, and if you don't have those scents in the home right now, you can always go to EarthSpirit's online store and they will ship some to you. The other thing you need to be mindful of while we're going through this quarantine is be careful of your caffeine intake. Too much caffeine can increase the anxiety levels, so be careful with the caffeine. And another easy way to self-soothe is play some soothing music. Or if you're not in the mood for something too low-key, play some upbeat music, something that will raise your energy, that will make you feel happy. But music is great for helping to change. Music for me, anyway, I know whenever I'm in a funk of some kind, or if I'm feeling low or I feel blah, turning on music I really enjoy. It's almost like it instantly lifts me out of whatever mood I'm in and puts me in a better mood. So I find music very helpful, so try playing some soothing or some upbeat music. Another thing you can do is journal. Like, write about your feelings. Write down what you are feeling, how you are feeling, what you are going through. It helps to release it. Actually, putting it on paper does help to get it out of your mind and put it onto the paper. It is a good stress reliever. I've been journaling since I was 11 years old, and I'm telling you, it really has helped me through some very difficult times. Another thing when you journal, make sure that you always end whatever you're you're feeling badly about when you're putting those feelings out on paper. End always with something you feel grateful about that day. So always end on a note of gratitude. That will put you in the right mindset. After you release everything, then you bring in what makes you feel grateful, and it just helps to change your attitude and your energy about the situation. If you have children, you might even involve them somehow in that process. Make it a creative process, and you can do this too. Have them draw a picture of what they're experiencing or feeling right now, and then have them draw a picture of what they're happy about in their lives right now, or what they're looking forward to doing when we get out of quarantine. Make it a family project. You can do that with them, and it does help them. You'll have them expressing what they're feeling and what they're maybe storing and pent up and unable to express in words to you, but they'll be able to express their feelings very well when they're coloring or using pencils and drawing it out for you. So always make sure that they also end it on a happier note. Make sure that you have them ending it with something they're looking forward to doing or something they're grateful for today. And don't forget and don't neglect fun. Have fun. Do things that make you laugh. Watch TV shows that make you laugh. Do things in the moment that just give you some form of comfort. It doesn't have to be something that makes you laugh, but if to you it feels fun, and maybe even a little naughty fun, like staying in your pajamas all day, or having ice cream for breakfast, or having it for dinner, or having it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Anything that makes you feel good in the moment. I mean, don't do that every day. But if there's something you want to do and you normally don't give yourself permission to do it, and it feels a little naughty, it's like, oh, I have to be taking care of myself during this time. Yes, we do. We have to be eating right and all of that. But it's okay to give yourself permission and not feel guilty about sitting around in your PJs all day, letting the housework slide for a day, eating the wrong types of things for a day. If it makes you feel good and it comforts you in the moment, then do it. Just do it, and don't feel guilty about doing it. And don't forget to practice mindfulness. Now remember, there's only two real emotions in the universe, in this world, and that's love, which aligns you with the divine, and fear, which takes you out of alignment with the divine. Out of fear come all the other negative energies and emotions, jealousy, hatred, worry, stress. That all comes from a place of fear. If you're in alignment with love, you're not going to be feeling those things. So throughout the day, check in. How are you feeling? Are you feeling like you're out of alignment with the divine? Well, then bring yourself back into alignment. And a good way of doing that is just staying present in the moment and look at what you have around you. It doesn't matter how small and insignificant it may seem to you at the moment. If it's a cup of coffee or tea that you just feel so good to have, if it's your cozy pajamas, if it's that bowl of ice cream, whatever it is, your puppy, your kitten, whatever it is, your children, if there's something right in your presence, and there's always something right in our presence that will make us happy, that will bring us back into alignment. Focus, really focus your thoughts. Get your mind out of the worry and the stress and simply focus on, let's just say, that cup of coffee. You're sipping that delicious cup of coffee. You feel the heat in your hands. You feel how good it feels, that warmth going down, the taste, the smell. Focus, use all your senses to focus on whatever that one thing is and stay in that focus for at least 3 to 5 minutes. If you can do that, and you can, it will help to at least break the pattern momentarily. Now, if you do that kind of mindfulness throughout the day, anytime you really feel the worry building up or you catch yourself stressing over something, stop, and whatever is around you or whatever you have in your life, focus on the thing that makes you happy in that moment, the thing you have now, not what's coming in the future. It's got to be what you have in the moment. And then again, use all of your senses to really appreciate whatever that thing is, whether it's your cat and you're petting the cat and you can hear the purr, and or your puppy, whatever it is, put your focus fully on it for 3 to 5 minutes. If you do that frequently enough through the day or through your life, you will eventually break yourself out of that pattern of worry, and you'll align yourself more with the divine energy of love, and you won't feel as stressed, and you'll know that everything is going to be all right. And whatever you do, don't feed the fear. Now, I know some of my clients say it's hard for them to get away from the TV. It's just, they watch it and then they worry and stress more. I'm talking about the news, the media. Remember, there's a saying in the media, if it bleeds, it leads. And the reason for that, they need to create that fear so you will watch, so you will stay hooked. Remember, all of those stations, whether it's cable or your local news, they have to sell airtime for commercials, and that means that they have to be a program that gets watched. So the way they get watched is by putting sensationalistic material on their shows, and that way they can sell the airtime for the commercials, so they can make revenue, so they can make money. It's part of their way of making money. It costs money to run a station, I'm sure, and to pay all the people, the newscasters, that sort of thing, but they're coming from a place of trying to keep us hooked on the next thing and what's coming next, and kind of building on that fear for us. You notice that whenever there's always we seem to always go from one terrible event to the next. There's always something horrible that is being focused on in the media, in the news. If things are going well, they've got to create something. They've got to hyper focus on it so that you feel that this is really, really horrible. And I'm not saying this virus isn't very, very horrible. I'm just saying they make it even worse. They're constantly talking about it. So be careful. Only get what you need. Watch enough to get whatever information you need, and then turn it off. Watch something else, play some music, write in your journal, go take a walk, but only watch what you need. Try not to feed that fear. Practicing mindfulness means that you're going to have to retrain your brain, and it takes time and it takes intention, but you can do it. I used to be somebody who would wake up every morning and the first thought that would hit my head would be a worry, a stress of something that I'm fearful happening that never did. It took time, but I did retrain my brain, and at this point I wake up with things I need to do today and looking forward to the day. Just know that you can do it, but you have to really put your intention into it. And of course, you can always ask your angels and guides for help. I know I certainly did. They will help you to let go of the fear. They will give you the support that you need, but still you have to make the effort. Try some of those tips and let me know how they're working for you. And if you have some tips that you'd like to share with us, put it in the comment section below, because we could all use some extra tips on how to keep ourselves stress-free. And also, let me know how you're doing. I do appreciate it when people reach out and say hi. I do miss being at the store. I do miss reading for everybody in person. You can connect with me for a reading through the store's number, which I will put up on the screen here. So if you need a reading, feel free to give me a call or to give the store a call, and then they will schedule it for you. But it's not the same. It's not the same as being at EarthSpirit, but soon we'll be back together again. And don't forget to keep sending out prayers and meditations for global healing. and send out prayers and keep those who are sick in your prayers and those who may have lost a loved one. And also, of course, for the medical community and the heroic work that they're doing on our behalf. And supermarket workers and the postal workers and everybody else who's still working out there in the public to try to give us some sense of normalcy and to provide for us while we're in quarantine. Don't forget to say thank you to them, and don't forget to keep them in your prayers. Everyone, stay safe, be well. Blessings.